night.
Who's
Yeah.
playing tonight? I was at some people's house and they were watching.
Oh, I
Soccer.
think
I
it's
thought it was fun.
what's it? There's some cup series going on right now. It's like the Copa or something like that.
Okay.
US got bumped out last week by Uruguay here in town at Arrowhead.
Today.
No.
Oh, is that the World Cup? Not the
Not
World
World
Cup?
Cup. World Cup is like 2025
That's
or
coming
something
to
like
Kansas
that.
City, though, right?
There will be games here, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What are we watching on
But
your TV,
I don't.
Darcy?
We just got. I don't know. Channel 41. That looks like it's a commercial for Febreze. Yeah, I just popped it on back there. Thought it'd be interesting.
See if we
I don't
can
know
do
if.
something.
Yeah, maybe it probably will. Probably won't. I don't know. Do you think YouTube will knock me off because that's like copyrighted and in the background?
I mean, TV can be worse than a gun.
Man, what are you drinking tonight, Jimmy?
I am drinking Keeper's Heart. It is a
Uh,
barrel pick from Gomer's. I'm trying to read the label from here, and I can't.
You've already had too
nice.
much to drink.
So, yeah.
Nah, he needs glass. He needs bifocals.
I mean, the bottle is 8 feet away from me, and the print on the bottom is rather small. I can read Keeper's Heart,
Yeah,
Barrel Pick, Gomer's, Irish American. That's it.
cool. Uh, Dan and I walked by the Keeper's Heart O'Shaughnessy Distillery a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Did you go in?
Um, we did not. There was a
No.
private event happening.
Oh.
But okay, so when you were up there, did you see that on that grain elevator that's next door to it? Did you see that big old plexiglass or whatever tube going up the side with some fans and things? It's some sort of power generator that uses the heat and the updraft to generate power.
I,
Did you see that?
I don't recall seeing it.
I don't know. So how long ago now has it been that you were there? Was it a year ago? Was
Yeah,
it
it was
last summer
in
you were up there?
August. Yeah, August of last year. What's going on here, Dan?
They're visiting cats, and they want them to be acknowledged on TV. Because apparently they've never been on a podcast before.
Well, you've barely been on one now.
And they can't hear what's going on
Yeah,
it
it
either.
was some sort of a. That's okay. It was some sort of like generator thing that used the updraft to to spin a turbine and create
That's pretty
energy.
cool.
And I saw it and I thought it was neat, and I took a picture of it, and I was going to look up the company that has their business stuff printed on the side of it, and I never did. But anyway, what are you drinking tonight, Dan? Besides your electrolytes.
What is it? Electrolytes and Weller?
Oh yeah.
Where did you
And I
get
might have to
that
get
Weller,
more
Dan?
got-
electrolytes. So my birthday was on July 3rd, and we had some friends over on July 5th, and I got that for my birthday from a friend of mine. So I don't know where he got it, but he said he gave it to me, and he's also jealous. I think that's his way of saying he wants something like that for his birthday.
Yes. Some people do that.
When's his birthday?
I don't know. I do not know. Here's the thing.
Perfect.
I have the unlucky combination of two problems. One, a birthday that's super easy for people to remember the day before 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
And a really bad memory for birthdays. I rarely remember that my birthday is coming up when it's coming up. And I definitely don't remember when anybody else's birthday except for Darcy's is. And I remember his birthday about the same day that I remember my birthday. And I'm not going to lie. I don't know 100% of the time when his birthday is. But when I know it's on the same day as mine.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I can see where that could be confusing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm real bad. I had this long conversation with my kids about when their birthdays are the other day. And they wouldn't like just let it be that I don't know when their birthdays are. And they were acting really offended, even though they've known their like entire adult lives that I don't know when anyone's birthday is. And I told them, they're like, well, I said, there are hundreds of people who think that I should know when their birthday is. And my daughter says, but we're your kids. And I said, yeah, which is why I thought you would, of all people, would understand. And that didn't go over. It wasn't, she wasn't seeing it that way.
Do you know when my
like I
birthday
should
is?
know when her birthday is. No. Is your birthday today?
No.
Dan,
I don't know what today is.
we celebrate Jimmy's birthday together every year.
What?
Every year.
We celebrate Jimmy's birthday
At
together.
least for the last 15 years or something.
Yeah.
Dude, we're talking like November the 12th or something? What? I
You're
don't
real
know.
close.
Am I real close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
The 13th of November. It's
the 13th.
Opening weekend.
I was that close?
Yeah, opening weekend every year.
Hunting season.
Wait, is it? That doesn't make any sense. It's always the same Saturday.
Well, it's not always
the
on Saturday though. Sometimes it's on
Oh.
Friday. Sometimes it's on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
But we usually take Jimmy hunting for his birthday.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Darcy takes me hunting for my birthday every year, but apparently Dan does not.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's why we go hunting.
I mean,
it's my birthday trip.
Here's my problem with remembering birthdays. I actually don't believe that the people who do remember birthdays do any work to solidify when people's birthdays are in their mind. I don't believe that that's happening. I believe that some people, you say, my birthday is July 3rd, and they just like, it just goes in their head, lodges somewhere, and it's there. What do you think? And the reason I'm saying that is because the fact that I don't put out a whole lot of effort to remember people's birthdays, I don't think is that bad of a deal, because I don't think anybody else does either. It just sticks in a different way for them.
I just
What do you
enter
think?
it into the calendar on my phone.
Yeah. And then
My phone reminds
can
me.
give you a reminder.
So you don't remember birthdays? You have
I
a phone
remember all
reminder
of my.
of
I know
birthdays.
my wife's birthday, my children's birthdays, all of my siblings, my mom and dad, and yours and Darcy's. Outside of that, I don't.
It's okay. You can say Darcy's and mine. That's fine. It was his first. It was his birthday first.
That's
was,
true.
Yeah. Look at this.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything.
Oh, nice.
Ah,
I'm going back to my roots on this
Yeah,
one
you are. Big time.
in two ways. Two ways. One, because I'm Canadian, and two, because this is probably the first whiskey I ever drank. I'm pretty sure that's
Really?
what it is. Yeah, because back in the day when I was a non-drinker, my buddy Justin, he was drinking Crown Royal, and he is the first one that I drank whiskey with. And so it would have been Crown, I think.
Funny.
He was like 100% a Crown Royal guy, and then he graduated maybe to Makers, and then he drank Makers for a long time, and then he went to Makers 46, which is a tasty whiskey. I have some of that out in the cabinet. And then now I think that's what his wife drinks. Like she's like Makers 46 or nothing. And now he drinks all sorts of stuff. And
I
I
kind
got
of
him
think it's
turned on to
funny when
Writer's
people.
Spheres not very long ago, and he loves that stuff.
I think it's funny when people will only drink one kind of whiskey, like you're
Mm-hmm.
that whatever. Like, no, I only drink whatever. Like, really? Okay.
Yeah, yep. He started out like that for sure, but he's not anymore. Now he's all about finding something fun.
is Crown Royal where would that fall in the? I've never had it. Where would that fall in the classes of whiskeys?
Well, mass produced.
Well, they don't put it on the bottom shelf, but it's kind of that type of whiskey. It's so popular though,
Because the
which
bottle
is what keeps it up
the
in the
bottle's
middle,
really cool.
I think.
Doesn't it come in like a bag or something?
Yeah.
It's like bag whiskey. It's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
like
like a
box
felt-
wine.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
a
bag
little
whiskey.
purple velvet
Velvet,
bag.
yeah.
It makes it seem like you're trying to be more classy than
Mm.
you're trying to be. Is that what it is?
Mm,
That reminds me.
mm. Dude, it's been a long time. I kind of like it. So it's a blended Canadian whiskey, 80 proof, not real zippy. Oh,
So
yeah.
this is the other side of a case of Blanton's. But check this out.
Nice. Oh, yeah, you said it has a bag, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Similar
Does it
to
also have the plastic inside? No.
What do you mean the
what
other
letter
side?
is that?
Oh boy.
All right, Jimmy, tell him
I can't.
get Elliot. He can see it.
Yeah, right.
Hold it up and I can see it. Hold it up. It's just dark. I can't see it. It's blurry.
You got to move it a little. Oh, whoa. It's blurry.
I think it might be an O.
I don't
You need some readers, Jimmy.
know. Something dumb. This late at night, man, it gets worse. But it's got the little drawstring on it.
Yep. A whole lot like Crown Royal. I don't have a Crown Royal bag.
I don't know that all of Crown Royal comes in bags. I think only some of it does.
Yeah. There's plenty of bottles sitting on the shelf that are not in bags.
Right.
I wonder if they take them out of the bags a lot of times. Or if they'll just maybe it's an option. Maybe you can order a case with bags or without. Charge $2 more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, Dan. How about this? I was going to tell you a story. You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh shoot.
Are you ready, Dan?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So this is a story that's related to the story you were telling last week, dealing with Ben and a roofing company. Do you
That's been a couple
recall
weeks.
what the name of the company was? It a couple weeks ago? Do you recall what the name of that company was?
I just saw their sign because he put it in his garage. I just saw their sign today. Name a company. It's very
Was it like Shelter or something?
Pyramid.
Shelters.
Liberty.
no. It was like shoot. I don't know. I don't remember.
Storm Chasers.
All right,
Roofing.
well,
Wasn't Shelter.
Huh?
Yeah, Storm Chasers Limited LLC.
So let's see here. On I think Saturday, I get a phone call, and it's somewhere, some small town, Missouri is the caller ID. I answer the phone, and it's some dude. Hey, this is so and so with such and such roofing company. We're gonna be in your area. We're gonna be looking at roofs because we had that little storm come through last week, and there's definitely some damage on roofs and on your neighbors' houses, and we're gonna be over there looking at roofs, and we'd love to stop by and look at your roof. And I said, oh, no thanks, man. And I was telling Jimmy this. I'm not very good. Well, I'm really good at just sticking to my guns / ignoring my children when they ask me the same question 100 times. Like, rarely is my kid going to wear me down by just asking me the same question over and over and over and over. I'll just ignore her eventually. But when an adult does the same thing, when an adult ignores what I'm saying and continues to ask me the same thing over and over, I don't know I don't deal with that well. I'm just like, dude. So guy says, we're going to be in your area. Can I come look at your roof? And I say, no, thank you. And then he says, we're not trying to sell anything. We're just looking at roofs in your area, and we're going to be in Oak Ridge on Monday. What time can we come? Is daytime or evening better for you? And I'm like, dude, I, I don't need you to look at my roof. And he says, because it's basically how old is your roof? Is it 3 to 5 years old? I don't know. Is it 5 to 7 years old? I don't know, man. I don't. Well, is it older than like like, dude? I don't know. Well, so is it? Well, how long have you lived at that house? I'm like, have you lived there for 5 years? No. And so he just keeps going, keeps going. We won't be any bother to you. We'll just be in your yard and looking at your roof. All right, dude, whatever is what I said. Okay, so we'll be there between 5 and 6 on Monday. So I get off the phone and I'm like, doggone it. Why is this dude coming to my house? So then I start thinking to myself,
because he's gonna sell you something. That's why.
Then I start thinking to myself, why didn't I just tell him, you're not going to roof my house? If my house needs a new roof, I'm going to be the one putting the shingles on it. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
But because he wouldn't take no for an answer, I said, you can look at my house. So now I'm thinking, he's in my caller ID. I should just call him back. I should just call that number back and be like, listen, here's the fact. You're not going to roof my house. So it's a waste of your time to come out here. And I'm like, I should just call him back. And I'm like kind of going over in my head what I would say, what I should have said to the guy. Well, my phone rings again, and I don't know that it's the exact same number, but it's an 816 number, and I think it's the same small town in Missouri. I'm like, now's my chance, I guess. I answer the phone, and it's like, hey, man, my guy just called you just a little bit ago, and we're coming out to look at your house on Monday, and he wrote down something. He's a new guy, and he wrote something down wrong. So could you just confirm your address for me? And I was like, all right, man, I'm just gonna level with you here. Your guy wore me down because he just kept asking me to come out here. But the fact is, if my house needs a new roof on it, I'm going to put a new roof on it. I'm going to put the shingles down. What? I'm like, I'm not going to pay you guys to roof my house. So, do you live at 12617? Like, what? He's like, so you just authorized a visit on a property that you don't own? I'm like, huh? No. Well, is that your address? What is your address? I'm like, dude. He's like, goodbye, sir, and hangs up on me. And I was like, yes, done.
Dude.
So they didn't come.
The roofers and their strong arm tactics are crazy, dude. Like crazy. Did I tell you after hearing about Ben's deal that Jamie was telling me that their whole neighborhood was forced to use this one roofer because of the HOA? And I'm like, there's zero chance that that's true. What they did was stuff like that, where they got their foot in the door with somebody, and then they bullied them into letting them roof their whole neighborhood. And then the people who got bullied basically went around telling everybody else that they were forced to do the same thing, and that they had talked to their lawyers, and that all this stuff. And it's like, dude, it's your house. You didn't sign a contract with those roofers. They don't get to just go get your insurance money and roof your house. Like, that's not how that works. But Jamie's like, yeah, we have to. And they all say we have to. Who's they? The other people in your neighborhood that got bullied into using that roofer? The HOA
the people that the roofing
director or
company
whatever?
said, right, probably the HOA, someone who is on the HOA either signed something or was made to believe that they were entering into some sort of agreement. And there's no way that that's in the homeowner association bylaws. I mean,
the other thing that I would say is, like, as far as strong arm tactics, that guy using the phrase "you authorized," like that's really strong for dude. Whatever, if you want to come look at my roof, that's fine. You authorized, like, it makes it sound like you'd really, like, you did something like binding. And you don't understand the implications.
Also,
authorizing.
The thing is,
it.
Yeah. The thing that he said it like twice, that I authorized an estimate on a property that I don't own. So he thought I was just making up an address or something. But I mean, they know they're calling me. They know they look up my stuff on the county register or whatever. Like Jimmy and I were looking at it the other day, and there's my name right there on that property.
Yeah. They've been calling me a lot. I need to climb up on my roof and look at it and see how bad it is. Especially if I'm thinking I might sell this in the next year. But
I had a guy stop by just a few days ago and told me he could see storm damage on my roof from the street. So he was offering me a free inspection. And I said, no, thanks.
Did your home inspection find that your roof had damage?
On the new house?
Yeah. Or you're talking about the other house?
I'm talking about the house I currently live in, which the roof is like 3 years old, and there is zero visible damage from the street. And it's in really good shape. The new house, so I had my roofer guy come over and take a look at it, and he crawled up there and walked around and said there are a few hail damage areas, but they're very minor and nothing to be concerned about. The inspector wouldn't go on the roof. It's too steep.
Home inspector?
The home inspector that I hired.
That's what I want to do.
Be a home inspector?
Do home inspections, but refuse to do certain inspection items.
I have a friend who's a handyman, and if he has to go over a 6-foot ladder, he doesn't do it.
What?
He won't climb he will not climb an extendo ladder to do handyman work.
Nice.
And he and I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but, like, tell you what, if I hired a handyman, he better be able to climb a ladder, or he's getting shit canned real quick.
Right.
Don't don't come to my. If I was hiring a handyman, he better be handy, and that would include climbing.
Yeah,
ladder,
that's
in
like
my
a.
opinion.
I mean, that's like a. Like, what's 2 to 3 steps below handy? It's like that's like a not incompetent man.
It's definitely not your
I think
average
they're
guys.
called, yeah,
It's
not very handy men.
not very handy, man. Well, that's not very handy. You're my
Not
electrician, and you don't do
not
ladders.
completely incompetent man. I'm a not
Yeah.
completely incompetent man.
I mean, and to be fair, if you were a handyman, like Jimmy, I don't know if you carry insurance for your stuff, but like I would be willing to bet that my insurance would not cover an accident on a 24-foot ladder, for instance. At least
Yeah.
they would try to get out of it because they're 2-story and below construction is what my like qualification for my remodeling insurance is. My liability is, so 2 stories would be 20 foot, probably would be the max height. I mean, that's 2 stories is kind of relative, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
So
how many times have you found yourself working on a 3-story house?
more times than I've enjoyed. More times than I wanted to. But yeah, like even whenever a house is quote unquote 3 stories, you're rarely accessing the 3rd story from a 40-foot ladder. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's something to be said for like, okay, if it's beyond a 32-foot ladder, you might need, and it's anything major, you might need a lift or something. But yeah, the things he won't go do because it's above 6-foot ladder height.
Like change a light bulb.
Literally won't change the light bulb that high. Yeah. Won't do. Yeah. I don't know. Won't do anything above a 6-foot ladder. But
So
okay, so
which is actually only like 4.5 feet off the ground. Because I bet
right.
he's not stepping past that ladder, that step that says "Do not stand on or above this rung."
It says right. It says do not stand above this line.
I mean,
Right.
I had a
So
6-foot step ladder set up on a roof today, and I was standing on the top of it, getting a measurement.
so totally changed 360 change on subject. So I was initially
360.
on before you guys. Yeah, back on subject, like 360 and back on track, right? So I was originally on before you, but I got called away because there were 2 skunks in my yard. And I pretty much just like loaded a gun and went out there. And I found skunk number 1 up by the dumpster. And skunks, I don't know if you've ever dealt with a skunk, but they're not a very big animal.
No,
Like
they're
they have
little
a
bitty.
lot of hair, but there's really not a lot to them.
Mm-mm.
So when you're shooting with a pistol in the dark and you're trying to stay at a very comfortable distance away from this animal, I did eliminate 2 skunks. I don't think either of them sprayed, but I used 8 rounds between the 2 of them to eliminate 2 skunks. And one of them was a baby skunk, pretty young. Not baby,
really?
but pretty young.
Yeah.
And I was afraid both of them were going to be really young, but the second one wasn't as small. because the other day I eliminated a skunk leaving my chicken coop.
Mm.
And it was raining cats and dogs when I did that. And I totally thought the rain would dampen down the smell of the skunk. It did not. That old skunk that came out of my chicken coop ended up in a bucket with a lid snapped on it, and you could still smell that skunk in the
They're
rain.
stinky.
My barn smelled like skunk for like a whole day. So,
Mm.
second subject based partly on that activity. What is the legitimate reason why not to have a weapons light on your weapon? You don't carry one, right? Do you have a weapon light, Jimmy?
No.
I do not.
That is so handy. It's ridiculously handy to have a weapons light.
I don't generally use my carry sidearm for that type of thing. So I shoot all of the critters around here with a Henry lever action 22. And it does not have a mount. So I just basically kind of hold the flashlight in my grip, basic kind of.
Okay, but like you carry, and I know you have like a pin light that you also carry, EDC, but wouldn't that be the gun you would want a weapons light on? Would be your
You
carry
should
gun?
grab that gun
Maybe.
and show us.
Why don't I grab it and show you what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
show you that I don't have a light on it. Here, let's see.
Yeah.
So there are, I think, so oddly enough, this is a conversation that comes up twice a year for Jimmy and I.
With who? Okay.
With our firearms instructor and Jimmy's brother Joel. Because Joel has a light on his. And so, like you,
Okay.
he thinks that everyone should have a light because he has a light. Or
Okay. So, but like, when is the most likely time that someone is going to need a weapon? The dark, right? Like, aren't you handicapping yourself when you could just slap a light on it? It's not like it hurts you during the daytime. So let me hear the conversation and do it in the voice.
Voice.
Jimmy, you're Joel. Darcy, you're the instructor. Let's hear it.
Okay.
So Steve, he thinks that he doesn't necessarily think that a mounted light is bad, but
Okay.
I think that I kind of think that his main thing is he carries a flashlight as well. And so if you're carrying a flashlight, you have a light. And you can use that when you have your firearm deployed. If your EDC light is mounted to your firearm,
Hey, stop it.
then
Stop that. Don't do
are
that.
you still going to carry a flashlight, or are you going to try to point your pistol around to see things?
Well, if you're carrying a light and you're not sure that there's a threat, then certainly you wouldn't just be. This is Mama, by the way, guys.
Yep.
Right.
If you're carrying a light and you're just checking things out, then you wouldn't be pointing your pistol around to see things. But if you think that there's an actual threat and you have a weapons mounted light, you're going to know if your gun's pointed at that threat. If
Sure. Okay.
mounted
So
to the gun,
here
right?
is, I think this is the main argument against a weapon mounted light for the people who are hardcore against it. If you have a weapons mounted light,
Is he hardcore against it?
no,
Or is he just
he is not
indifferent?
hardcore against it. He doesn't have one,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't necessarily have anything against people who do. He just chooses not to for whatever his reasons are. One, concealability, a smaller, lighter weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And two, he has a flashlight that he's going to use. But here is a major argument against, I think. Like, if you start reading the forums and stuff, if you have a weapon mounted light and you have that thing out, if you're carrying here or if you're here, it makes a pretty darn good target. Huh?
Okay.
If you're here, if you're in a somewhat tactical ready position and you have it in kind of to your core or even out, people argue that light makes a really good target. Like, if someone's shooting at you, that light makes a good target. Whereas if you have a separate light and you can be somewhere else with your flashlight.
But have you ever seen anybody train? Have you ever seen anybody train where they did anything but put that light with the gun? I've never seen anybody train where they used the light like this, and then they can't see their sights because the light is out here. I have only ever seen someone train. How do I hold the light?
Your
and the
weapon
gun
light is not
and
illuminating
keep
your
the gun
sight.
firing?
Your weapon light
No,
is
but
never
I'm saying when you
sight.
watch people, every time you watch people train, they're training with their both hands forward with that light there.
Hey,
so
I just turn the light
what the forums
like,
say.
I mean, yeah. I understand that, but you can also argue that you could carry your gun like this and you can see where your gun is pointed because you have a light.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
sure.
Because the light is pointed where the gun is pointed. So you could also just hold the gun somewhere else if that was your main concern. I mean,
sure.
I do have a light.
I'm not
and here's
saying it's
the
a
multiple
super
reasons.
Strong argument.
I don't think it's strong at all. I don't think it's even a good argument personally, but I haven't argued with people on gun forums. So interestingly, this holster, because it has space for the weapon light, it actually has to ride a little higher in order to, in order to be mounted, it has to actually ride higher. And it actually is more comfortable than my minimalist holster that had very little and just had the barrel of the gun sticking right in my like right in my groin area because the light is on there. So I actually personally find it actually better having the light and changing the point of contact away from center of mass, I guess you'd say. Does that make sense? Second reason, a little bit more weight at the end of your gun should be good for recoil if that's what you are always running.
Mhm.
That rechargeable light is super handy because I can just put it on the charger and know that it's got 22 minutes of light every time I use it. That was the
Yeah.
one thing I didn't like about the other Surefires was like, who knows if you have 1 minute of light left or if you have 8 minutes or whatever it is that it produces.
Mhm.
And it looks badass. Like, you got to admit, it looks badass.
It looks cool. Yep.
It's a super bright
Well,
light.
yeah. It's super bright. It matches the barrel. I mean, come on, Jack.
All right. You convinced
So-
everyone.
I guess the other thing would be, since you're training for church, most of your events are happening in a lighted area. It's probably less important that guys that are carrying for those events have a light.
Correct.
Would you concur with that, or but like
They-
general purpose?
They encourage us to carry a flashlight so that you
Oh,
can,
okay.
so if you're the guy that goes down to the basement and clears a room or whatever, you can have a flashlight. But it
Do you
does
guys train shooting with the flashlight?
no.
No. We
train
train
in the
with
daytime.
having a flashlight in our pocket.
Mhm.
But like, do you train one-handed shooting?
Yeah.
Like if you were carrying a flashlight?
We do train one-handed
You do
shooting.
train one-handed. Because of the flashlight, or just because you do?
It's just part of the shooting course that we do. We do from kneeling positions, from standing positions, 2 hands, 1 hand, offhand, from the hip.
Do you have to shoot with your off eye when you're shooting offhand?
What's that?
Do you have to shoot with your off eye when you're shooting offhand?
You have to hit the target.
You have to hit the target.
However,
That's the only
however
requirement.
you need to do that. Yeah.
What's
Some
the
people miss
farthest
the
distance you
target
guys track?
entirely, though, and then
Some
the
people
bullet
do.
goes
Offhand?
wandering somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, not necessarily
Some
offhand.
people?
I'm pretty sure we're
People?
pretty one people. Some people or one people.
One people?
hmm One people.
Yes. The answer is yes. Are you peeing or are you pouring?
Pouring. Pre-pee.
What are you pouring?
Sticking with
Double
that.
Crown.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
Is that like an 80
Better than
proof?
I remembered. It is 80, yeah. Yep. Yeah, you'll have to give it a try next time you're over.
Oh, I will.
It's not bad. Although we have a lot of other whiskey to crack.
You've added a lot of whiskey to your collection recently.
I know. A lot. Too much.
Why is that?
Not too much. Why?
I don't. Yeah. I
Why
don't
not?
do that.
Mm-hmm.
Why have I added a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a bottle. Similarly to you, I got a bottle for my birthday. And then yesterday I was given 3 gratitude bottles for some above and beyond type things. Because I'm a handyman
Does
that
your wife know about this?
will climb higher than 6 feet.
Oh, okay. Oh, handyman stuff. Not like handy
handy.
man.
And then even before that, got got the spot whiskey. Haven't opened. I don't even know what all's out there that I haven't opened.
That's 5 bottles recent.
Yes. Well, that's 5. Well, 5 unopened except for this Crown. But
Yeah.
then I think like a couple days before that, I got that Tin Cup Black.
And then didn't you get some Cave Collection right before that?
Oh, I bought one of the Cave collections not too long before that. Yeah, there's a lot of new whiskey out in my cabinet.
That's always
But I
good.
think didn't we open the Cave one?
I don't
I
remember.
think we opened the Cave one.
Did we open the
I think
Cave
you
one,
might
or
have
did
just
we
drink on one that I
open?
already had open.
I think we drank on one that you already had open.
Might have. You have some too that are unopened. You
Yeah,
got
I have.
some Irish ones.
I've
You
got
got the
two
spot.
that I got from Ireland, and yeah, I got one of the spots. I think that spot was the last new whiskey that I got.
Okay. You're kind of slacking.
Dude, I know. I bought that house and I can't buy whiskey anymore.
Oh man. You think Carrie brought any redhead back with her?
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I hope so.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Oh man. Anyway.
They just got
Well,
back today.
I'm writing my. I'm not
today
ignoring you guys. I'm writing my report right
you
now.
are.
They were
Okay.
supposed
Sorry.
they were supposed to get back yesterday, but their flight got canceled, so they had to stick around one more day in Ireland.
Hmm. Okay.
Rory called me earlier and he said he
Did we lose him,
I guess so.
or can you hear him?
Oh, I see him blinking. Rory called you and said what? He was
Jimmy?
maybe going to jump on.
he wanted to jump on tonight, but my guess is he fell asleep before we got going.
Oh man.
Because since he just
Oh
got
well.
back, he's probably got a little bit of jet lag going on.
Yeah. Next week, I will be at camp. So
You gonna be live podcasting from camp?
probably won't.
Oh,
We'll have to skip a week. Or you guys can do it. You have Riverside.
Can we jump on to? Can we log on to this one, or we can't start it from this one?
I don't know. Maybe you can't. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure. Potentially, I could get it started because I think that I can jump off without ending the recording. I'm not certain.
I don't know, but whenever I click on the link, it says, "Please wait. The host will let you in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing there, Dan?
Well,
I'm writing my report, my weekly download. Got to get it in before midnight, and I wanted to just go ahead and get it done while you guys were talking shop about liquor.
We can keep talking about liquor.
Yeah,
I
we can go on.
I would actually like to have one of our segments. I'm gonna say Darcy start the segment because I have a total loss in this area this week. One, has anybody read the book YouTube Formula that I suggested last week?
No.
And two, how's your posts going this week as far as analytics go?
Let's
If
see
you're willing
here.
to talk about
I have not read any of that book that you talked about.
same.
Analytics are okay. I posted a few videos on Thursday, I think it was. And they're in the the best one is in the 400 or 500 views shorts.
Did you schedule them out? For a few days, or did you just drop them all on the same day?
All on the same day.
Because I have heard that if they're at all similar, that the algorithm has a hard time deciding which one to drop, like which one to push, if you do them multiple in the same day.
So potentially,
if they're searchable, yeah, it doesn't matter if they're searchable, because like if you dropped something on bees or a tool for beekeeping or a gun part, that will potentially be searched, evergreen.
mhm.
But if you're trying to get an actual hit now, that there is a too many for one day version, there's too, you know what I'm saying, I think.
Yeah, so one of the ones that I posted got I don't know, 500 views, and the other two got 30 and 40 or so, somewhere like that. Did you see them?
I saw one of
I
them
did.
just come up in my feed. Yeah.
Same.
What was it about?
It was, let me think here. You were wearing your bee, I'm picturing it. You were wearing.
So one of them, the first one I posted,
your net thing.
I was wearing the bee suit, and I said something like, "It's not really a review, just matter of fact. If you're looking at this Brutal Bee brand bee suit, this is a 3X, and I'm pretty sure Andre the Giant would have had extra room in this thing."
I didn't see that one.
No.
So that one has gotten
that one I can
very few views.
That one I can see if I pull up my, that's the one I see if I pull up my 54 things that are pinged. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Just on my screen, all of these, I can see you in the bee suit. I did not see that actual play.
So
there was something else with the bee box.
I did one that was just like a 45-second blurb on me getting into the bees, doing an inspection.
That's the one I saw.
And then I did one where I was sitting on my front porch, and I had, Jimmy, do you remember those when we were at Chiefs game that one time when we got those Bud Light seltzer koozies that are skinny?
I did see that when you said it fits a Guinness bottle.
And it fits a Guinness bottle.
Yes.
And that one got no views. I saw 30 views or something.
Right.
I gained 3 or 4 subscribers.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm still a long, long ways away from being monetized.
How many subscribers do you currently have?
43.
43.
Yeah.
Dang,
Big time.
that is big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you done anything to try to promote your channel, or
No.
are you just okay?
Uh-uh. I haven't like posted on Instagram or Facebook or any of that stuff.
Yep.
So I would say that I'm trying to finish this really quick. You don't necessarily want to do anything to try to promote it on Instagram, etc., because the people, like, you really want to organically build the tribe for your content from people who are genuinely interested, not from people who are your friends.
Well, that is not what's
Because-
happening, though.
What's happening?
If you look at the analytics on who's watching, it's like
Mhm.
it's like a minuscule percentage subscribers and of like 98 point something percent first time views. So like people are
Yes. That's
people
the
are
point.
just
That's what you want. That's what you want.
oh
What you don't want is to try to get 500 subscribers from people you know and people they know who are have all the different interests of all the people you know. Like people who try to get their existing friends and family to follow them actually confuse the algorithm, because the algorithm is trying to figure out who your people are, what kind of people should be watching your content. And if you just give it 500 random people that know you, it doesn't know what to
so,
doesn't know what to do with
like
that.
for example, me who subscribed to this girl's channel that I know because I know her, but now I never watch any of her videos. Like they pop up and I
Right.
just swipe them away because I know that I don't care.
Right. So that's
I know that I
you
don't
subscribing
care
to her.
all.
It's not helping her.
It's
Because-
it's helping her get monetized.
Maybe not.
Because subscribers is a milestone that you have to reach.
But is the point to get monetized, or is the point to get monetized at a level that's valuable to you? You see what I mean? Like if your 1,000 subscribers are hardcore fans of Darcy the what'd you call it? The adolescent beekeeper, the inexperienced beekeeper.
Inexperienced beekeeper.
Is that what you said? Inexperienced? What'd you say?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. If they're fans of that guy, then that's 1,000 data points on other things that those people like. Maybe there's some. So like, let's say that you got 1,000 people that like you, and those 1,000 people, 500 of them also like Joe Rogan. 500 of the 1,000 also like Joe Rogan. Let's just use that as an example. The algorithm knows now, man, half of the people that like Darcy also like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan might be a good group of listeners to kind of like carefully and cautiously feed Darcy's stuff to. because that will build his views, et cetera, et cetera. But if you got the same 1,000 people and there's no like logical data that connects those people together as a tribe, it doesn't really have anything.
So that
Does
is
that make
why
sense? I don't know.
when you look at my analytics and it says what do people who view your videos watch, it says there's not enough data to
Not enough
make
data.
this. Yeah,
Right.
it can't figure
So
that out.
You need a large enough sample. I'm going to pull my hands in here. A large enough sample. Imagine that's me going like this.
Yeah, that's not a very big
That
sample.
a small portion of those can create a pattern. And
there's no pattern to mine right now.
There's no pattern at 50 people. 50? What'd you say? 54?
43.
How many do you have, Dan?
43. Do we have to do this? Do we have to just swing them? That just to.
I mean, I have 2.
Am I one of them? I am
think
one
so.
of them.
I think
Darcy,
you guys are the only
You better
2.
be subscribed, Darcy. I think I've lost subscribers.
Your kids don't even subscribe to you?
No.
You also only have one video.
True.
I have 37.
All right.
I have added 18 of the 37 in the last 28 days. My highest and second highest videos so far, not in the shorts category, is my song and the Glock video.
Yeah.
Actually, including the shorts, because my next short that's the best is only 105. No, that's not true. I have one of them with the Glock and the PSA Dagger. It says 62, but here it says 2,000. I wonder what that means. I don't understand.
What's the discrepancy?
Well, in one window it says the G26 with PSA Dagger upper has 62, but when I click on it, it says it has 2,039. And then I got 5 subscribers from that. Wow, that's weird. 5 subscribers from that. I got 4 subscribers from the full-length Glock video. And I got 9 subscribers from the music video. So none of those create a pattern of any kind because they're not the same, ostensibly totally different.
Darcy, did you get any views on the solder video?
The what?
Yeah, I'm curious. With my blurry face and talking about soldering.
Soldering? Oh. I think so. But not very many, I don't think. Let me look. I thought that one would have been like, I mean, it was funny.
I thought it was great.
Here we go. Let's go to dashboard. Currently we have 0 views on our live stream.
No, perfect.
Bummer. Man,
how do I find? Oh, this is in
you know what
YouTube
the positive
Studio.
thing on that is?
What is it?
We're not going to get any negative comments on it.
Okay, let's see here. Let's go to Dan, you need to post more.
I do.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Dan does, but I don't. Am I doing
Well,
good?
Jimmy, you need to post something.
You need to post something.
Oh, okay.
Well, hey, Darcy, do you
What?
know about this?
No.
Podcast 5 people who no one knows about. 4 people who no one knows about. It's going to be a live Zoom every Tuesday night at 9:30 as of right now. And you're going to be welcome to join in and get in on the conversation. It's going to just be a time to chat, hang out, and try to figure out what we are doing with this concept. So I hope to see you there and enjoy your company.
Did you post that?
I never did.
Well, I've seen it, but I already know all that
But I
stuff
sent
that
it-
you just said.
Do what?
I said I've seen it, but I already know all that stuff that you just said. How long is that?
I'm gonna. It's 37 seconds.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, I also posted the one about the weed eater blades.
Oh, I saw
Did you
that
see
one
that?
from Amazon.
I did.
Yeah.
I did see that one.
Okay, so
Okay.
the weed eater
you want
blades
me to-
got 11 views. The Guinness had 2 views, so that's you two. 'Cause you said you both
I
saw
saw
that.
that.
Okay, the inexperienced beekeeper got 411 views.
Nice.
Getting
Rightly
in the
so.
bees got 446 views. Big Bee Suit got 98 views. Dan organizes his new shelves got 9 views.
Nice.
But here's the thing: just the packaging on those makes sense that they would get more views because beekeeping is a thing. Dan organizing shelves isn't a thing.
Right.
You know.
Okay,
If you said
so
something
I'm
like,
gonna
if you
change,
said something
I'm gonna
like,
edit this.
"Oh yeah, 100%." If you said
So if
something
you would
like,
say something like,
how many rolls of solder does the average carpenter have? Solder,
Yeah,
carpenter.
I'm gonna change the I'm gonna change the title on that.
I'm gonna see if this cat will let me pick up her kitten and bring it and show it to you, Darcy.
My kitten?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Jimmy lives out in the country now. He might need a barn cat.
dude, so that new house has cameras, and I hooked them up to my phone.
Yeah?
Every
You got
every
cats?
even every evening, 2 cats walk through the camera.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna okay.
What do you think
Whoa.
of that?
I'm gonna go
Darcy.
What in the
here
world
to-
do you have there?
Yeah. Dude,
What do you think of that coloring?
just chop that thing's tail off.
Do it.
It's
Cut his
good.
tail off.
Just chop its
Isn't that
its
cool?
tail off. Yeah.
How old is
Just
that
put a
thing?
rubber band on it. It won't even
It was born on July 4th.
Nice.
5 days.
How many do you have?
4. Okay, so okay, go to videos. All right.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Yeah, we probably need to go ahead and shut this thing down, and then we can pick it up next 2 weeks from now. All right. So, all right, Dan,
Are we wrapping?
brainstorm with me here.
Okay.
What should I
Okay.
title the clip about solder?
How many rolls of solder do you need to do 4 jobs? Or how many jobs you said?
How long will one roll of solder last? Try that.
How long will
How
one
long
roll
will
of
one-
solder last?
How many jobs will one roll of solder do? Something like that.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. That's a good one. How many jobs per roll of solder? How do you spell solder?
Yeah.
How do you spell solder?
SOLDER, I thought. I don't know.
SOLDER?
That sounds right.
Sure doesn't look right.
SOLD. So
Doesn't look right.
yeah, I think that sounds right.
SOLDER.
Man, that's what I thought, but it sure doesn't look. It looks weird to me.
It does look weird. Every time I see it, I'm like, that can't be right.
It's like almost soldier.
Yeah.
Just leave the L off of there. It would be way better.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's see here.
Oh man, guys.
Okay.
Dan, what are you doing with them cats?
Cannot save until errors are
I don't-
resolved. Oh,
I don't have a plan.
there we go.
She just snuck in our house and had them.
Oh, for real?
You think she snuck in?
She was trying to get in for days before she got in, and they came in at like 5 a.m. from camp. And I think Marcella just didn't care. And then she woke up like 2 hours later or an hour and a half later hearing the kittens already, at least one of them already mewing.
Nice.
Is it your cat?
Okay.
The mom?
I found it in a
Stan's
tree
shop
and I
cat.
let it live here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But the bedroom that she had the kittens in was the first place where she ever like cooled down and chilled out. Like she was petrified when I got her out of a tree and I brought her to the house, and then I took her in Marcella's room and closed the door, and like she calmed down and chilled out in the room. And that's literally where, and she's lived in the barn ever since, but she has never been like closed in permanently. We would close her in during the night. And I think she just thought that was the safe place, was that bedroom. So she got in there, got in the closet, and had the kittens.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Send me a
Pretty
good
neat,
picture of that
actually.
cat.
They're kind of cool. Okay. All right.
All right. This has been Not Your Average Guys, the show where we drink whiskey and talk about nothing. But maybe you'll learn something. Is that one of the goals? Do people that watch this show are the future watchers and listeners of this show going to learn things?
Yes, absolutely.
I
Good.
mean, maybe about solder.
Yeah, probably. All right. We'll see you next time.